Hello, and we are live, and we welcome you to N.E.W. Brawl. I'm Max Relics alongside my broadcast partner, the four-time N.E.W. World Heavyweight Champion, Erwin. And Erwin, what a night it should be. The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line tonight at the bunker.
Yes, indeed. If Daryl Graves had his way last week, then he would no longer be world champion, because Rick Weaver managed to win a one-on-one match against him, and as a result, tonight Rick Weaver gets that world championship shot.
The future prospects has been gleaming bright for months and months now under the guidance of Magnum Opus and the 8-time World Heavyweight Champion Snake. Tonight, will he realise all of that potential and become World Heavyweight Champion for the first time, or can Daryl Graves beat the odds and retain? What a main event tonight on Brawl.
As Daryl Graves said last week, his journey is not over. He wants to prove he is a fighting champion and will take on comers regardless of how close it has been since he last defended that title. Let's not forget, that was only 2 weeks ago at Violence is Golden that he won that championship. This is his first defense, only 2 brawls into his championship run. Hang on a second.
Wait a minute. Oh, the Reaper just mugging Bourne as he was trying to enter the ring.
Well, yeah,
Bourne trying to fight back here.
We were meant to be having Bourne versus the Blueprint here to kick the show off.
But once again, the Demon of Fleet Street playing by his own rules.
Laying in an attack, and now Bourne trying to make it to the ring. The Reaper in hot pursuit.
I don't blame Bourne for 1 second trying to get the higher ground, telling Reaper to come at him. Bourne showing absolutely no fear. The sprinter from West Africa, just tossed out of the ring like a paper bag. That man, the Reaper, has held every major title except the world title. Could Rick Weaver's opportunity tonight have enraged the Demon? Stood today, not so proud, men's junior champion, the Reaper, choking the life out of the man that many people have said are the Reaper's #1 contender in waiting, Bourne.
Yes, someone who could very well be facing the Reaper. Just choking the life out of him. Oh, great, now he has a microphone.
Well, the 8-time world champion is not going to stand for that. The leader of Magnum Opus, the manager, the mastermind himself, showing absolutely no fear, towards a demon of Fleet Street, marching Owen towards that ring. This could get ugly very quickly indeed.
Snake very bravely entering the ring with the Reaper here. Very volatile situation here in N.E.W. to kick off the show.
My God, Snake just did a deal with the devil himself!
I can't believe what we are witnessing.
The Dark Age could be upon us, Owen!
Well, I don't know how we segue from that one, but we're going to have to. Dark times indeed happening here, but we have unfinished business here, as Adrian Goldman has dubbed it. A one-on-one between Troy Webster and Sean Stevenson later on. Before that match, we will take a look back last week between these two started off very intense, and I believe it's going to continue very intensely here tonight. These two quite clearly do not like one another.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Erwin. After we tried to compose ourselves after one of the most disturbing things we may have ever seen in an N.E.W. ring, this one is indeed personal between Troy Webster and Sean Stevenson, two highly respected athletes, both arguably not quite reached the heights that were promised. Once they hit the scene here in N.E.W. tonight, they have a real chance of regaining some traction tonight. Only one winner.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Dudley, England, weighing in at 262 pounds, Jack Murphy.
Jack Murphy, the demon from Dudley. I use that name in jest, of course. The undoubtedly great attitude of this kid has been commented upon by everyone who's met him. Jack Murphy, of course, came from developmental, still relatively new on the scene, Erwin.
Yes,
tremendous athlete.
Part of the junior division, and as I will talk more on the stipulations here after Johnny Richards has made his way to the ring.
And his opponent from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing in at 320 pounds, Johnny Richards.
Well, Johnny Richards, the king of sleaze himself, the former entrepreneur from Vegas, Nevada, the former pawn king. There's no other way of putting it, Erwin. That's what he was. He truly was the king of sleaze.
It's very true.
Now here, all oiled up and ready to go, it seems. I mean, who do you pick in a match like this? We've seen a lot more of Johnny Richards than we have Jack Murphy, and we all know what that guy's about. Cheating to win.
Well, yeah, both very competent wrestlers, but Johnny Richards will take that edge if needed. Jack Murphy has shown his own mean streak in the past. And again, all the titles here, Adrian Goldman has allowed Post-Violence is Golden to either, the champion gets to either choose the number one contendership choosing or the match itself in defense. The Reaper has chosen to choose the match, and therefore it is the first to 5 victories within the junior division to get a shot at that title.
Thank you, Owen, and there we are.
Oh!
As this match gets underway, that hard smash
certainly firing up. Oh!
Took down Richards, but that corkscrew with a knee put Richards right back into control. The arm drag by Murphy. It's counter by these men early on. I mean, you got to remember, Erwin, both these guys came from our performance centre, so they're going to know each other really, really well. Oh, what a shot! And again, 3-4. 4 right hands on the left.
Hard strikes here from Johnny Richards. Just laying Jack Murphy out here.
Just duking it out there with Murphy. Those hard rights and lefts. Oh, Azrag counter again by Murphy.
These two have been training heavily in the compound, waiting for this moment to be able to showcase their talent.
Going for a pin here. Shatopa's down.
Only a 1. Oh.
Hard shots to the midsection again. Oh. Much more ground and pound style. Oh, what a clothesline! What a clothesline by Jack Murphy, taking out Johnny Richards there with one foul swoop. Oh, fireman carry counter, beautiful.
Again, so back and forth between these two here.
That just nullifying technical ability there of Richards. I mean, he's an oily individual, don't get me wrong, folks, but he's undoubtedly a talented one as well. Jack Murphy doing everything he can to keep on top of Richards, who again counters beautifully, elbow to the gut and a stiff clothesline.
These two just duking it out here.
This really is just who can counter who better at the moment there, and you're absolutely right. We speculated that these two men could know each other very well, and it looks like they do. I mean, you've spent some time in the compound. Have you seen these guys hook up before? I mean, training and trying to improve the skill set.
Well,
is there any kind of beef between Jack Murphy and Johnny Richards that we're not aware of? I mean, come on, you're on the ground floor, you must know some gossip.
Well, Johnny Richards has sort of lorded over a lot of them, as has Gene Taylor, and that has not put them in much respect with people like Jack Murphy.
New uppercut and a shoulder tackle there.
Oh, there may be elements of that here.
A bit more but the clothesline right over the top rope by Murphy. It's exactly what
he's going up
now. Top rope. High risk manoeuvre here.
Waiting for Richards to get to his feet.
Oh,
misses.
I think it was an elbow to the head he was going for. Regardless, Richards sidestepped him. Jack Murphy recovered. Oh, what a chop. That's a way to recover.
Richards, though, managing to send Murphy into the corner, in trouble here.
I love this.
Male escort locomotive.
Well, the male escort locomotive could be enough for Johnny Richards here to steal one against the resilient Jack Murphy. Oh no. 2.9, it was close.
Murphy back to his feet. Oh! A hard shot.
Scoop slam, beautiful. There by King of Sleeves, Johnny Richards. He's unfocused to that. Hard elbow to the lower back there. You have to wonder
doing a bit of taunting here.
Oh yeah, rubbing it in. Johnny Richards, no stranger to that. Just rubbing the salt into the wounds of Jack Murphy. Wants to keep on top of this big guy from Dudley. I can tell you, those clotheslines hurt. On the shoulders goes Murphy. Oh no!
Death Valley Driver.
Thank you, Death Valley Driver. 2.
Kick out by Jack Murphy. Showing incredible resilience here. Oh, drop toe hold, fighting back still.
What a Murphy, what a counter by Murphy.
Incredible counter. Oh, Murphy's
out of nowhere.
An incredible cutter. Could be an end for Johnny Richards here.
1, 2. It is. That Murphy's Law cutter. Incredible manoeuvre. Tremendous impact, driving the head of Johnny Richards into the canvas was enough here tonight. Oh, wait a minute.
Hang on a second. That's Gene Taylor's music.
Well, Taylor.
Oh, there he is.
God. From behind, what a hellacious clothesline by Gene Taylor. Well, let's take a look at back last week here. Troy Webster on his way to the ring and being assaulted by Sean Stevenson. As you can see, a vicious, uncalled for attack here on Troy Webster, who did a valiant effort in trying to fight back. But where does this animosity between Troy Webster and Sean Stevenson come from?
Well, I believe it's back in the days of TMDC and the Trailblazers, back in the very early days of N.E.W. Very heated rivalry between those two teams. I think Sean Stevenson has not forgotten that. That match would actually end up starting. Troy Webster unable to get his hoodie off to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, it was a vicious assault that did lead to this planned scheduled matchup, but Sean Stevenson clearly already got the step up on Troy Webster, and well, the match just continued in the same ilk.
I think Sean Stevenson as well perhaps senses a bit more desperation. He has no team now to rely on victories to kind of boost his losses.
It's a great point. I mean, you could argue in that, you know, both these guys had their best years in tag team competition. Perhaps Stevenson jumped Webster tonight, an old enemy in a in the hope to make an impression on Adrian Goldman. I mean, those rumours of cost-cutting and, you know, cutting away some of the dead meat, as Goldman puts it.
Well, yeah, could have put a sweat on both of these guys.
Absolutely.
And Sean Stevenson would try over and over again.
The incredible resilience by Troy Webster, the amount of respect that I earned for Troy Webster in this match is hard to put into words, ladies and gentlemen. Troy Webster, who was assaulted before this match even began, would not lay down, would not stay down for free, and as you can see here, just keep coming back again and again and again. Boom!
Actually, it will be all too much for Sean Stevenson, who even, as you say, after the attack on the stage and taking the match to the outside twice.
This episode of Brawl, of course, is available on our YouTube channel, in 109 at New Extremes Wrestling. We invite you all to tune in each and every week for moments of Brawl just like this. Violent, unpredictable, savage, still not enough.
Yeah, this match, again, so much perhaps mentally on the line for these two. Troy Webster with the utmost defiance, and then we would finally see something brand new. Troy Webster's new finisher, he calls it the Web. A devastating boom pile driver maneuver.
Almost a modified tombstone. I've never seen anything quite like it. Sean Stevenson had no answer. Troy Webster, against all the odds, pulling out a huge victory which will not go unnoticed by Sean Stevenson, who's already in.
Oh, look at this.
Any time here, it's gonna get heated real quick.
Webster just laying in the fist.
Some kind of order here. Troy Webster just wants a piece of Sean Stevenson, and he wants it now. Let him go on the ears. This match is on the way. Troy Webster and Sean Stevenson just want to fight. Bob Chatopa's letting them do it.
Oh, hard club to the back by Webster, but Sean Stevenson responding.
Hard left. Lock up. Stevenson getting Webster out of the way, creating a bit of distance. What a hard clothesline by Stevenson. Kick to the spine. And this volatile relationship has exploded in front of us here tonight. Misses the elbow. Blocked there by Stevenson, going for a snap suplex. Doing it beautifully there by Webster. Just stomping a hole into the spine of Sean Stevenson. Trying to slow things down a little bit with that net breaker. Well delivered again by Webster, who is laser focused on Stevenson. I've never seen... Troy Webster, what a backbreaker by Troy Webster. I have never seen Troy Webster more focused, more motivated than he is right now, Erwin.
Yeah, absolutely on fire here, kind of showcasing that it would be a completely different match from the get-go if that attack were not to take place last week.
On the shoulders, Troy Webster, this new focus. Can he turn that focus into winning ways? Can he finally get on a championship run?
Of course, his tag team partner in action later here tonight. Going for a pin.
Just a one. Troy Webster has had all the potential in the world for a long, long time now. Eventually, you have to meet that potential. Russian leg sweep by Troy Webster.
Sean Stevenson has little to no answer.
God, what left hand!
This fury from Troy Webster here.
That elbow again did not connect. Stevenson has had that well scouted, but it's the only thing he has had well scouted. Troy Webster has been all over Sean Stevenson in this match. I think you're absolutely right, Erwin. Stevenson's had barely any offense. Hard knee right to the sternum. As this assault, this is no longer a match, this is an assault. Continues. Stevenson, blade, not over yet.
Quick response from Stevenson, but Troy Webster again.
It's a chop fest.
Backdrop.
What a backdrop. What a match. Oh, I see these guys go at it more often.
Animosity spilling over here. Oh, some hard shots from Troy Webster there.
I think those left hands might have done some serious damage to the face of Sean Stevenson. I think Stevenson, yes he is, Owen, he's busted open from those left hands of Webster.
Well, I could spell disaster. What a neck breaker.
Screw neck breaker delivered with velocity that time. Not wasting any time now for Troy Webster. He sees the blood and he wants to put an end to this heated rivalry. Primed, focused.
I could be looking for it again. There it is, the web!
What a tombstone. 1, 2, it's over!
How is anyone going to answer that move? I think the only way is if Troy Webster cannot lift them to perform it. Sean Stevenson has his second defeat here.
Well, be careful what you wish for, Sean Stevenson. You started something you clearly couldn't finish here tonight. Look at the power, the devastation, the already busted open Stevenson. Shot over with the count 2, and it was over. Webster is on a roll, folks.
Message delivered to Sean Stevenson. Don't start what you can't finish.
Whole new attitude. Potentially a whole new Troy Webster.
Absolutely incredible match there between these two. Again, Sean Stevenson having no response to Troy Webster. Oh, still to come here tonight on Brawl. Of course, our main event will be the World Championship.
Yeah, Rick Weaver will go one-on-one against the champion Daryl Graves for our main event for the World Heavyweight Championship here tonight. But that's not all, Erwin. We have a spillover match from Viance and Golden, a last man standing match between Quinn and Chris Jones.
Yeah, it even got pushed aside last week for a match between Lisa Chase and the Phantom, which didn't end up happening, but it's happening here tonight. The last man standing match, as you say, Quinn and Chris Jones. This rivalry dates back throughout N.E.W.
Adrian Goldman, a man of his word, said that this match would happen, that this conflict, this feud needed some resolution. We will get that resolution here tonight.
Oh wait, hang on a second.
God, the graphics weren't even off the screen.
Kobayashi set to face Crazy Hammer here. That's not Crazy Hammer, I think that's Zach Fuller.
Zach Fuller with a kendo stick of all things. What the hell is Fuller playing at here? I would never have expected an assault like that from Zach Fuller, the Japanese buzzsaw Kobayashi, the greatest import in N.E.W. history, is not going to take a kendo stick to the back lying down.
No,
the buzzsaw is fighting back, Owen.
Goldman screaming in our ear to go to commercial. Was this... Oh! As Kobayashi is fighting back against his attacker here. I have no idea.
Oh, on the concrete floor! What a DDT on the concrete floor! We need security out here!
Yeah, we haven't seen Fuller for ages, and this is how he reappears. Very uncharacteristic.
He's running for his life, that's what he's doing.
Really
Zach
is.
Fuller is running.
Well, a second match here tonight that's been disrupted, so we're being ordered to move along.
Adrian Gorman is absolutely apocalyptic.
On the way to the ring, at a combined weight of 460 pounds, Gabriel Gonzalez and Juan Gonzalez, the Luchadors.
Los Luchadores Espanol, the 5-time N.E.W. Tag Team Champions. The cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. La Familia in the house, Owen.
They are indeed, and they're coming out here alone. Quite uncharacteristic for Los Luchadores, but they did say quite recently that they want to start proving themselves, proving that they're not old hat, if you will. 5-time tag team champions. A run of 330 days altogether.
You can also, have to think that Jose Gonzalez, who is in action, Gabriel's son later tonight, perhaps Gilmero Diaz, the trusted family friend, is delivering his wisdom to younger heads here tonight.
Perhaps so.
And their opponents, at a combined weight of 492 pounds, Alex Cross and Yuri, the Blue Blood.
Well, as they keep telling us, Owen, and at some point we may just have to believe they don't need an army, they are an army. Yuri, the Russian Bear, and the German suplex machine, Alex Krom, one of the most dominating, destructive teams in N.E.W. today, for my money. These guys are a real legitimate threat to Magnum Opus's tag team championships.
Well, if you don't believe that, take a look at how close they got in the last tag team tournament. Literally one match away from having the opportunity. They get to fight the former 5-time tag team champions here tonight.
Well, yeah, and it's going to be no surprise that Los Luchadores, the 5-time champs, are going to be the firm fan favourites in this one. Yuri and Alex Krom, as you can see here, have gained no adoration from these fans who see these guys as the bullies that some would say they are. I love Alex Krom and Yuri. I think they're going to be champions for years and years to come. Los Luchadores are just old.
Well,
old news, baby.
See here tonight, of course. The tag team champions, Magnum Opus, wanting to choose their defense match as well. So again, Adrian Goldman has set this first of 5 victories in the tag team division. Get an opportunity at those titles.
Slammed there by Krom, the man of 1,000 suplexes. Starting up once again for the Blue Bloods. Los Luchadores, who, let's be honest, have been focusing more on the prodigal son, Jose Gonzalez, as of late, may not be ready for what the Blue Bloods are going to bring them here tonight. What a backbreaker by Alex Krom. This has already gone to the outside. Our tech desk already looking wary. Reverse DDT by Gabriel Gonzalez, the wily veteran. Has been to more rodeos.
What a chop.
Alex Krom's had bacon sandwiches, I can tell you that.
Spinning. More chops. And no fear from Gonzalez. However, that count is ever increases.
No hearing by the looks of it. I know they're getting old, but they must hear that count. Count of 8. Gabriel Gonzalez using the head of Alex Krom on that ring post on several occasions, makes the tag.
But at 9.
At the count of 9, Alex Krom just answers the count.
He does still not look happy here.
Now facing the other Gonzalez.
Yeah, Yuri now wanting a tag. I believe that's Juan in the ring now.
Juan, of course, a slightly podgier, there's no other way of putting it, Gonzalez brother. It's really the only way to tell them apart.
Another tag made.
And there you see it, classic Los Luchadores.
Oh, but finally.
First tag made to Yuri, fresh as a daisy.
Oh!
What a drop kick coming in, the Russian Bear, former world champion, I might add. No slouch.
Exploding out of the corner.
The former Marine showing why he is one of the most feared men in the N.E.W. locker room today. My word, what a torture-rack slam. Absolute velocity and strength from Yuri. Drop toe hold counter by Juan Gonzalez. Again, former 5-time tag team champion with his brother, former cruiserweight champion. One of the most respected veterans in the locker room. What an arm drag. Springboard arm drag. Beautiful maneuver there. Los Luchadores.
Another tag made, keeping it fresh.
Classic Los Luchadores tactics here.
Well, yeah, again, part of facing these as a tag team, when they do make a tag like that, when you're down and out or getting up, you don't realise, and you can't tell the difference. You think you're going in against someone who isn't quite as fresh. It can take you off guard. Yuri, though, keeping his composure.
The former Marine, no stranger to composure, no stranger to discipline, and knows the MO of Los Luchadores. I mean, my question is, Erwin, Los Luchadores have been using this tactic for so long that teams now seem to be getting a little bit wiser to the antics of Los Luchadores, and it's starting to cost them victories.
That could be very true there. Staple of N.E.W.
It is undoubted, though.
Oh, hang on.
Wait a minute. Well, the corkscrew knee drag, I don't doubt their talent, I don't doubt their lineage. What I doubt at the moment is their record, because right now their record isn't looking that good.
Well, another tag made.
You're only as good as your last match. Gabriel Gonzalez, tremendous arm drag, monkey flip.
Shoulder block by Yuri, changes the complexion back.
Just sheer power, Erwin. European uppercut, lifting European uppercut, just Gabriel right off the ground there, jawbreaker, the veteran fighting back.
No
on the
stranger
shoulders,
to
tremendous
pain.
strength. Death Valley driver, hook to legs. Referee has been distracted by Alex Trump, finally gets a chance to make the count. No, not enough. Distraction was enough. Gabriel shaking his head, but he would have done exactly the same thing. The Gonzaleses, perhaps smelling blood in the water, finally have they turned the tide. Shoulder barge, and again, sling blade.
Yuri trying valiantly to get back to his feet, but to no avail.
Stomp across Alex. Yuri now trying to compose himself once again, trying to get Gabriel Gonzalez into his corner, and he does. Tag made. Alex Crom now the legal man, not after a little bit of blood double team. My word, spear clothesline combination. That could be it. If that wasn't in the Gonzalez's corner, I fear that could have been the end of
German suplex.
Tonight. What a German suplex, what a jawbreaker counter by Gabriel. Sling blade still in this ring. The Luchador house party is not over yet. I can't
Springboard elbow drop.
What an elbow
Don't
drop.
ever use that again.
I ran out of words.
A clothesline.
Los Luchadores.
These two teams,
the Blue Bloods,
trying to prove why they're better than one another here.
Arguably two of the best tag teams in the world.
Los Luchadores clearly. You will see an improvement from them, I don't doubt it here tonight. Falcon Arrow there. Nearly got it, but Alex Crom.
My God, Yuri just took out.
Nearly decapitated Juan there.
Taking out Juan Gonzalez. Gabriel kept his composure, kicked out, back on the attack. But how much more does the veteran have left? You see him there taking a breath. Who can blame him against these two young studs?
Alex Crom.
Los Luchadores here tonight.
Known for his stamina, both men trying to outmaneuver one another there. Hurricane Rana. Look at this, Yuri looking to take care of Juan on the outside here.
They're both former Marines. I think the stamina battle has already been won. Storied military careers, both these men, before becoming professional wrestlers.
Crom uncharacteristically looking to go to the top rope there, but might have just been a distraction. The crowd going insane
both
here.
These guys as lethal weapons, Owen. Russia and Germany are not the two fluffiest countries I could think of off the top of my head.
Certainly, countries with a checkered past.
Middle rope here.
We all.
Gabriel Gonzalez.
Biding his time, perhaps too much. Yuri went to get him.
I think he
chose that moment to dive.
I think Gabriel Gonzalez was good in the Russian bear out of his corner.
Oh!
Gave him some more space to work with.
Springboard elbow drop.
Take the Blue Bloods out of their own mindset here. The master of mind games, Los Luchadores, at least in the tag team world. They've been doing it for years successfully.
Yeah, Crom is clearly dazed here.
We
haven't seen this for a while. El Picador!
Gabriel needs to run this interference.
And he does. Los Luchadores with a victory.
Well, not exactly emphatic, but what a way to win that match. Los Luchadores with the win over resilient Blue Bloods, the veterans still showing that they've got something left in the... wait a minute.
I wondered what Gonzalez was pointing to. It's two members of End Times here.
You can see how much these teams want those tag team titles. Magnum Opus with a target on their back a mile wide.
Yeah, absolute chaos here tonight. Who knows what's going to happen between those two. End Times now disappearing from the rampway. Let's not forget, we have the N.E.W. World Championship match. 1-on-1, Rick Weaver taking on Daryl Graves. What a match this is going to be, this main event of the evening. I'm being told in our headsets though that we actually have a match coming up here to fill the spot. It's Taryn Harvey and Melissa Sanchez. It's been added because of the interference in the Kobayashi and Crazy Hammer match and the Bone and Blueprint match. Melissa Sanchez now in the ring, and here comes Taryn Harvey. Oh, from behind. Roy Hunter here trying to get these two women in the corner, and this match is on. Finally getting the graphics away from the screen here. Oh! Melissa Sanchez. With a Russian leg sweep after some furious shots to Taryn Harvey. Everyone taking an approach here of attacking everyone from behind. Not the kind of precedent we want to set here in N.E.W. as extremes as we like it. That is over the line. Harvey wanting to make an impact, I assume. Melissa Sanchez doing the same on her. Boot to the leg. Taryn Harvey though sending Melissa Sanchez up to the top rope. Sanchez blocking. Taryn Harvey still in control though. Oh, just working on that arm. Went for a shot to the gut. Melissa Sanchez reverses into the corner, drop kick. Again, this match here added due to two other matches being unpromptly cut short here tonight. These two women being allowed to prove what they're capable of. Another Luthez press by former women's champion Melissa Sanchez. Taryn Harvey into the corner. Oh, shot to the gut. Melissa Sanchez trying to find some safety on the apron here. Oh! Taryn Harvey affording her none. Sends her rolling to the outside. Count begins. Oh! A knee to the back. This match between Harvey and Sanchez here has erupted. Both these women being given this opportunity to prove themselves to one another. And so impromptu, trying to make up time for those two matches earlier on that have been cut short. Handstand Hurricane Rana by Melissa Sanchez.
Just got word off Adrian Gorman that this match was put in place purely for that reason, Erwin.
I did cover that earlier on.
Thank you, yeah, sorry.
Oh, gut wrench.
Oh, and again.
Going for a pin.
2.
Kick out there by Melissa Sanchez. Looking to put an end to this match after Taryn Harvey attacked her from behind to get going.
I'll tell you, Erwin, I have never seen Adrian Gorman quite that angry.
Oh,
staring at me for some reason, like I can do something.
Kahina clutch.
Wait a minute. Kahina clutch. Kahina clutch locked in.
Sanchez desperately fighting free.
Sanchez thought she had it with a Kahina clutch. She had a Samoa Joe that somehow
Melissa Sanchez. Taryn Harvey.
Somehow Harvey escaped from.
Oh! Sanchez receiving a shot to the gut there from Taryn Harvey.
Of course, Taryn Harvey's resilience been well documented. She's tough as a pair of old boots. But Melissa Sanchez, the Cuban missile, not having it all her own way, misses that strong knee, does Harvey.
Into the corner. Sanchez dodged by Taryn Harvey there. Oh, and back to the outside. Harvey not scared to take it out there when it needs to.
Snake eyes. Harvey there, going to the outside, perhaps a more natural habitat. She likes to do things extreme. Just Taryn Harvey, top rope. Case in point here.
Going up.
Oh my God, what a huge knee drop from the top rope. That could have knocked Sanchez out right there.
Going for the pin.
Puts us down. 2. No! Sanchez kicks out. 2.9. That was close. That was very, very close. Melissa Sanchez. Hurricane Rana. What a reversal. What a counter.
This match just picked up another notch. Explosive as it has started. What a snap suplex.
Tremendous snap suplex by Melissa Sanchez. Somehow still in this thing after that hellacious knee drop from the top rope by Harvey. And this one has got the fans on their feet. This impromptu match. Chair drop by the Cuban missile. Tremendous strength this stage of the game. How she even conscious. What a left hand by Harvey.
Harvey turning it around again.
Sanchez must be fighting on instinct here. What a counter. What a knee to the stomach. Again Harvey batting off the Cuban missile, overpowering Melissa Sanchez perhaps. The other corner. They go. Top rope. Oh, this is going to get uglier before it gets prettier, I can promise you that. Oh no, come on. Oh, what strength by Harvey. Correct suplex from the middle rope. A hellacious gut wrench. Sanchez again with that reflex to fight back, trying to lock up, trying to get this more into a mat-based game, which favours the Cuban missile.
Skill slam. again somehow has something left.
That's bringing a step not quite as boingy for Melissa Sanchez. Kick to the stomach there by Harvey. A kick right back by Sanchez. Oh, wait a minute. Oh!
It's a takedown.
Beautiful.
He's got a centre of the ring. Could be trouble for Taryn Harvey here.
Tremendous athleticism by Sanchez. Just pulling out these amazing manoeuvres.
Oh, hang on though.
Harvey trying to power out of whatever Sanchez was trying to do. Hunter getting out of the way of these two warring women. I don't blame him.
Again, Sanchez has been blocked in the corner.
Kick to the stomach. Big suplex. Oh, wait a minute, no!
Kahina clutch again.
Kahina clutch from the suplex. That was a tremendous submission. Sanchez battling out of it with all her might. Those swift elbows. The second that Kahina clutch was locked in, Sanchez went starting to go for the ribs. Reverse DDT there by Harvey. Feet too close to the ropes. Hunter called to the break. Oh, swift counter again by Sanchez.
Taryn Harvey in the corner again.
Well, this match from nowhere, which we weren't expecting, may just steal the night, Owen.
It might just do these two giving it their all. Of course, a victory here could very well count in the junior women's division.
The all-important first blood, and of course that it's an ego thing, of course, between these two. I mean, who is better? Who's the best in the junior division? Right now, in the men's, it's a Reaper, and in the women's,
it's N.E.W.
who
has also opted in for the match rather than the choice of how to find their number one contender. I think Adrian Goldman has again decided a first to 5 here, so one of these two could essentially get an impromptu head start on that goal.
And of course, the Cuban missile, and Taryn Harvey know that better than anyone. A head start, the potential shot of N.E.W. is boxed off it. Oh, wait a minute. Handstand moonsault. That's the one.
Going for the pin.
2. No.
Somehow Taryn Harvey kicked out. Snap suplex. Sanchez perhaps wondering what she has to do to put Taryn Harvey away here. Some absolute incredible resilience.
And that takedown by Harvey again.
This tough former police officer Taryn Harvey showing no mercy here, sending Sanchez into the corner, misses with the knees.
You know, oh wait a minute, scoop slam by Sanchez.
Again, showing such strength late in the game.
Unbelievable, Erwin. I mean, how either of these women are still standing, never met competing at such a high level is unreal at this stage in the game when so much damage has been done to both these ladies. Arm drag counter again by Harvey. Tell you what, her technical ability tonight against Melissa Sanchez has impressed me. Melissa Sanchez is a former junior women's champion already, and Taryn Harvey has been more than an equal here tonight. Sanchez now taking Harvey to the other corner again. Harvey's corner work, which has been impeccable at points in this match, going again. Looks like there it is, the suplex turned into the Kahina clutch. What a manoeuvre that is.
And that's it, finally Sanchez cannot take any more.
It took 2 of them to do the job, but Taryn Harvey with that deadly Kahina clutch has just beaten the Cuban missile Melissa Sanchez, a former junior women's champion. That is a huge victory, Owen, for Taryn Harvey.
Absolutely incredible victory, and again gets that head start in the junior division. May very well be looking to take on N.E.W. in the near future if she can keep this up. What a match! Again, completely impromptu.
The fury of Goldman raining down on just about everybody here tonight, including me.
Now we're going to take you to a Chris Jones and Quinn vignette before their match here tonight. Last man standing.
The most powerful and feared man in the business. The most powerful and feared man in the business.
Making his way to the ring from Cheyenne, Wyoming, weighing in at 150 pounds, Chris Jones.
Well, Chris Jones, the former 4-time N.E.W. World Heavyweight Champion, must be in a perplexed mood. Adrian Goldman, being a man of his word, said this match would happen, and here we are. Last man standing, Chris Jones, a 4-time World Champion, versus Quinn, a man he broke into the business with, a man he has known for a very long time. Quinn insists that Chris Jones will take him seriously after tonight. Chris Jones claims that Quinn is obsessed with him. It's a complex, personal story, Erwin, but I have a question for you. Chris Jones, as I said, is a 4-time world champion, so should he feel bad about this? Because the best N.E.W. can offer him right now is a man who's never won a major title in N.E.W. That's just a fact.
Well, let's not forget that Chris Jones has instigated this every step of the way. Very early on in their careers, they decided to attack Quinn, and that pattern has repeated throughout N.E.W. history. Chris Jones just has a vendetta out for Quinn.
Well, I think that's speculative at best, quite frankly, because you know while Quinn was obsessing about Chris Jones, you know what Chris Jones was doing? Chris Jones was winning titles. That's what Chris Jones was doing.
And his opponent from Melbourne, Australia, weighing in at 243 pounds,
Quinn. What is it? What else is there to be said apart from his name? I mean, he's got some cool ring boots, a nice moustache. His dress sense has got marginally better. Erwin, do you want to pick this one up?
I preferred his last t-shirt.
You would.
That was Quinn.
The plucky Australian.
Came here all the way from Australia, struggled to find any friends here, ended up in the Enforcers, kind of trying to fit in. Chris Jones having a vendetta against all of them at some point or another.
And the rest,
continuing that throughout.
as they say, is history. This, ladies and gentlemen, could be the shortest last man standing match we ever see. But I know you don't like him. I know you've got a personal thing with Chris Jones. It's been going on for years. Everyone knows that. But you can't deny it. He's one of the best N.E.W. has ever produced. What a clothesline there by Quinn. What a counter. That could be literally his only part of offense in this match.
Chris Jones, one of the first of many to bend and break rules here in N.E.W. to get his way. Oh! DDT from outside on the apron.
Wow, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. What a DDT by Quinn. Chris Jones, hard knee. Shades of Harley Race, of course, one of the best NWA champions of all time. You see, Chris Jones stood his pedigree.
Quinn's in-ring ability has improved vastly since his debut.
Oh, wait a minute, modified.
I think
Figure four there. Almost like certainly a vicious stretch, and that's a wise course of action by Chris Jones at this stage of the game. I mean, this match is not long started, and Chris Jones, a wily veteran, going for the legs already.
Escaping to the outside there. Oh, but Quinn catching him off guard there.
And a counter there by Quinn. The Australian, no stranger to that counter.
Hard elbow out of the
Pretty
corner.
sure it's the only one he knows. Chris Jones there with a hard right hand.
Again. They're going for an inverted atomic drop there. Countered by Quinn.
Beautiful, beautiful counter, it has to be said, by Quinn. Net breaker.
Laying in some stomps in the corner. Whiplash.
Brought out the hard way. Chris Jones I think is now aware that he has indeed a fight on his hands. Quinn has come pumped up for this. He's all over the former 4-time world champion. Jones fights back, however. What a clothesline. Tremendous velocity out the corner. Breakneck speedo in GBH neck wrench right back onto Quinn. And the crisis is over. Suddenly my world makes sense again. Chris Jones is on top.
Quinn just wants to end this, wants to get on with his career here in N.E.W. Chris Jones has done everything to stop that.
Debatable.
Now the
best.
first count of this match goes to Chris Jones.
I'm sorry, but Quinn has played his part in this rivalry here, and you can't deny it. He's got involved in Chris Jones' matches as much as Chris Jones has done the same to Quinn. Whatever it is between these two guys, it's clearly personal. But tonight, we will have an answer at least about who is better. Stats tell us who is better, let's be honest. This is just a personal thing for me. I mean, Quinn wants respect. He doesn't believe Chris Jones gives him any, and he's going to try and beat some into him. It's simple. It's wrestling 101.
Well,
but what I want to know is what's next for Jones? What's next for Quinn? Northern Lights suplex.
You speak of the stats. Well, every career tends to have its roller coaster up and down. Could Chris Jones' career be winding down here? Could Quinn's be yet to reach its peak?
You know, I think it's a valid point. It's a valid question that needs to be asked.
Neckbreaker from Quinn here.
Swinging neckbreaker by Quinn. I mean, it's the other side of the corner. It doesn't particularly paint Quinn in a positive light, but that's the way some people may see it. The fact remains, he has yet to win.
Codebreaker from nowhere, from absolutely nowhere. What a codebreaker by Quinn.
I don't think Chris Jones had any clue that was coming. No clue that was coming.
We were discussing the career prospects of these two men, and while we were doing that, in a relatively quiet spell of the match,
count of 8 here. Jones on the mat.
No freaking way.
And a 10.
Oh my God! Quinn has just beat Chris Jones. Quinn has just beat a 4-time world champion to the count of 10.
Well, Chris Jones wanted to prove himself worthy here tonight, but could not answer the count after that devastating codebreaker.
We have just witnessed either the fall of Chris Jones or the rise of Quinn. That is the biggest victory of that guy's career right there.
You cannot deny him now. He can finally put to bed.
Holy shit! I can't believe that just happened.
This demon that has been following him for so long, if you will, this rivalry between him and Chris Jones finally comes to an end. With Quinn, the successor. Well, his future may be bright here, but I'm being told something's going on backstage. That's Razor Parsons and world champion Darryl Graves.
Razor Parsons, the man who, of course, unsuccessfully cashed in the Money in the Bank. Not having any of that, it seems.
Green Girl Dynamite out here.
Cutting to the in-ring action. Green Girl Dynamite with the mic.
Oh, hang on a second here. She speaks of tag title shots. They can handle the veterans, but out comes Fox. one half of the women's tag team champions.
One half of the Shameless Self-Promoters, one half of the women's tag team to beat. Green Girl Dynamite's got that mic in her hand, but she needs to be ready for a fight. The first ever dual women's champion in the history of N.E.W. has got fire in her eyes. This could get intense real quick. Well, there you have it. The war of words has begun, but who will ultimately hold the tag team titles at the end? And apparently we are going to go back to this backstage brawl, which has been going on for all that really all know. And Razor passes and assaulting the World Heavyweight Champion. Why is he doing that? And what kind of effect is that going to have on Graves as he defends that title in tonight's main event?
Making his way to the ring from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in at 290 pounds, Scott Burns.
Old school meets new school. Scott Burns was rocked to his very core last week, Erwin, when the dog shocked the world and beat Scott Burns 1, 2, 3. Tonight he goes up against the man Jose Gonzalez. The feud between these two men, already a legend of the compound. What can they do on the main stage? The former men's champion Jose Gonzalez, the former junior men's champion, will face his old rival here tonight.
It's going to be a very, very interesting match for this calamity backstage, and again we're being confirmed that that tag team match will take place. The League are going to face True Force here tonight.
Have we had any word about whether or not Daryl Graves and Razor Parsons have been split up yet?
No, that
vicious assault backstage.
Fight, as far as I'm aware, is still ensuing backstage.
Well, more on that as it develops. Of course, Daryl Graves supposed to be defending his World Heavyweight Championship later tonight, but right now
Razor Parsons with an unsuccessful cash-in last week, although he's been denying it all over social media.
And his opponent, from Juarez, Chihuahua, Mexico, weighing in at 180 pounds, Jose Gonzalez.
well, the third member of La Familia, the next generation, Jose Gonzalez, a former men's junior champion, and what a champion he was, Erwin. Along that road, that lengthy road, he met Scott Burns more than once. I said it before and I'll say it again, you could not pick two men who know each other better in the men's junior division than Scott Burns and Jose Gonzalez. Who's your pick for this one?
Well, it's a tough call. I mean, you said Guillermo Diaz in the corner, the former 207-day junior champion. Oh!
It's bridge, beautiful there by Scott Burns. Jose trying to get this one off, started quickly. Burns was more than ready for him. Arm drag, takedown there by Gonzalez.
Scott Burns coming off a loss, and he always says a loss just makes him that little bit hungrier.
Word. It's like a zero distance hurricane round there. Canvas that is. Oh, hard headbutt there by Burns.
A wheelbarrow.
Beautifully there into the Bulldog.
Incredible pace in this match, as we would expect between these two. Scott Burns will probably opt to slow this down if he can get control here.
Well, I mean, we've made great comments about how Scott Burns can adapt to almost any opponent here. Speed will need to be his best friend tonight against Jose Gonzalez, who's going for a quick pin, only gets to one. Well, power in those shoulders of Burns. But right now he's being outfought by speed by Jose Gonzalez, who has come at him at full force here. Oh, wait a minute, Spinebuster by Burns, what power! Going back to what he knows. Ultimately his strongest asset, his power.
Another wheelbarrow. Bulldog.
Well, a wheelbarrow again. Jose Gonzalez, that luchador style, made famous by his father and his uncle, Guillermo Diaz, looking on like the proud uncle he is.
Scott Burns arguably a bit out of sorts here in this matchup. Sent to the outside.
Jose Gonzalez hasn't given him an inch to breathe. Scott Burns out of sorts, out of position, and out of luck.
Oh no, counters!
Steps out of the way, jawbreaker counter there by Jose.
Oh, catches
Kick
the leg,
counters.
does Burns.
Oh,
The tech desk getting worried, as these two are just unleashing strikes.
I want the name of that man's tailor.
Oh, shot from over there. Up against the ropes was Scott Burns, but manages to come back. Oh, and a clothesline back to the outside this match goes.
Hard clothesline by Scott Burns, soaking in the adoration of the N.E.W. favourite Roy Hunter. Begins the count. Jose Gonzalez not wasting any time, got back up and got back in the ring. Two right hands. And wait a minute.
Gonzalez Buster.
There it is. Got a Gonzalez Buster.
Oh, hang
Dropped
on
all
though.
kind of shades of Terry Funk there. A little bit of the old school mixing in with the new. Scott Burns doing what he does best. Adapting.
Double axe handle strikes and a rolling
what
kick.
A flurry. What a flurry.
Gonzalez in the corner.
Jose Gonzalez, not the only one who's got a little bit of speed in his feet, Erwin.
Oh.
Torpedo straight, snake eyes. Scott Burns with a flurry. Goes for the pin here. Hunter's down, perfect position. Could this be enough? It is. Scott Burns with a quick victory after a hellaciously quick encounter between Jose Gonzalez and Scott Burns. Those two youngsters just throwing everything at each other tonight, Erwin.
Absolutely incredibly fast-paced match from these two. Oh, look at this. Out on the stage. The dog with a round of applause. But
It's certainly get under the skin. Oh, wait a minute.
well, this
How on earth is this still
brawl
happening?
is still going on, and our main event is drawing ever closer.
Daryl
And
Graves
Red
is going to be in
Parsons.
absolutely no shape to defend anything. Oh, wait a minute. Daryl Graves. Oh, still fighting back. Just leave the room, for God's sake. Get out the way.
It seems Parsons is intent on taking his fury out on our champion here.
Oh. Dear
Daryl
Lord, on the
Graves.
concrete floor. We need security back here. Why the hell is Razor Parsons assaulted Daryl Graves in the first place?
No idea, just
Oh,
probably
Jesus!
upset against his loss that he claims didn't
Again.
happen last week.
You're talking about potential paralysis here. That is not a combat area. It's like a roadie area. Dove.
Heavy shots. Just chaos out back here, and again Adrian Goldman yelling for control of Graves.
Goldman's trying to pull away from this, but you just have to wonder. Daryl Graves, he's... Alright, I know he was attacked, I know he was blindsided by this guy, but there's an open door right there, Daryl. You got a title shot to think, title defense later to think about. Oh!
Yeah, this could end badly for the world champion here tonight.
Razor Parsons, he's already cashed it in unsuccessfully. He's got nothing to lose at this point, my God!
Driver!
On that concrete floor! That Michinoku driver! Dolph!
Enough is enough.
Yeah, really, where is this security, for God's sake? Apocalyptic, there's no point screaming about it.
Powerbomb.
You're a gorilla, you do something about it. This is insane. Razor Parsons, Daryl Graves are intent on killing each other out there, whatever the hell they are. And Daryl Graves is supposed to be defending his World Heavyweight Championship against Rick Weaver. What does Razor Parsons have to do with any of this? Why has he assaulted the World Heavyweight Champion here tonight?
Well, we're moving to that match that only got made moments ago. That's how calamitous tonight has been. The league must beat True Force here tonight to get a shot at the women's tag team titles.
On the way to the ring, Green Girl Dynamite and Rachel Romy.
Okay, so let me get this one straight, Erwin. If the league, i.e. Rachel Romy and Green Girl Dynamite, beat True Force, i.e. Alice Young and the Brazilian behemoth Diana Simmons, they get a shot at, i.e. the tag team champions Nancy Valentine and the Fox.
Well, that is what the talk in the ring led to moments ago, yes.
Well, I got one question for you. What's in it for True Force?
That's a very good question. You've got to believe that if they win here tonight, then they surely fill that spot instead.
True Force never do anything without a reason. The league have made a lot of claims here tonight that they are the tag team to beat. They are the solution to the Foxy Valentine problem. But words are one thing and results are another. The league have been doing well in the tag team division as of late, but they need one more victory.
And their opponent
to acquire that victory, they must be arguably the most decorated tag team in N.E.W. history. Alice Young and the Brazilian behemoth Diana Simmons, True Force.
1 out of 3 of the founding tag teams in the women's division.
Both these ladies, of course, multiple time women's champions alongside their tag team credentials.
Yeah, again, only 1 of 3 tag teams who have held those women's tag team championships. The league getting so close to possibly being the 4th.
Green Girl Dynamite standing up against Alice Young here. Now it's undoubted that Young has the experience factor. Green Girl Dynamite potentially quicker than the veteran snap suplex. Of course, a newfound confidence in Green Girl Dynamite since she's allied herself with 2-time women's champion Rachel Romey. Alice Young, after the snap suplex, went for a quick pin, but the legs of Dynamite too close to the rope. Sweeping legs there by Dynamite, trying to keep right back on top. Alice Young smashing clothesline, getting her body in the way of Alice Young and Diana Simmons. That's a good tactic there. Didn't work for long.
Flint in charge of this women's tag team matchup here as referee. He's going to have his hands full with these 4.
Atomic Bulldog and a kick to the spine by True Force. Brazilian behemoth Diana Simmons, now the legal woman for True Force. Green Girl Dynamite's night just got all that little bit more difficult, Erwin.
The largest woman in this match against, I believe, the smallest. I think Rachel Romey just a bit
Tag made.
heavier than
Wise
Green
tactic
Girl
there by
Dynamite.
Dynamite. 2-time women's champion, as I said before. Rachel Romey, a lot more experience dealing with, frankly, an opponent of Diana Simmons' caliber.
Yeah, of course, women's champion in the EFW. Rachel Romey unable to keep those titles in the first defence. This new, fresh change around that the league seems to have brought both Romey and Dynamite.
Well, I mean, it's been part of Romey's MO for years, let's be honest. I mean, she achieves highs and then suffers staggering blows, disappears and seems to reinvent herself on her return. This time she brought Green Girl Dynamite along for the ride. It's undoubtable though, it has had great effect on both these ladies who have finally started to find a little bit of rhythm and cohesion in results as of late. Alice Young, however, now the legal woman for True Force. Shoulders right into the turnbuckle, the ring post. She got all of that.
True Force have been dominant here, keen to make their impression as well.
Yeah, True Force, of course, always with their eyes on the prize. You have to believe they will contend for those tag team championships heavily. None of Rachel Romey has anything to do with it. The move.
Just laying in the kicks and that knee to the back. It's almost odd to hear True Force being the team that are cheered here. Shows how much the league have made an impression. Oh, look at that!
Rachel Romey with those hard shoulders to Diana Simmons, countered Alice Young in the corner. That is not an easy task considering True Force's corner work. Tag made by the league.
Yeah, Simmons caught
Dynamite now the legal woman. Big body backdrop. 2 for the price of 1 there from the league. Hurricane Rana by Dynamite.
Now the league.
Alice Young is in trouble.
Spinning backhand though changes that.
Rear view with authority right to the face of Green Girl Dynamite. I think hung up only by the Brazilian behemoth there.
And a bit of confusion here in the corner of True Force.
True Force took that moment of confusion.
Backslide driver, going for a pin.
To perhaps talk about a game plan. The league showing a lot more resilience than I think either Alice Young or Diana Simmons expected here tonight.
Let's not forget the troubles that the league caused the Outlaws on their run.
That's a great point.
They have firmly cemented themselves as a solid tag team here. The question is, are they championship worthy? And that is what they're trying to answer here tonight.
Well, yeah, the Outlaws is a great scalp, no doubt about it. True Force would be another, and would be the scout they need to earn themselves a title opportunity. Crossbody propelled there by a tag team partner.
Oh, but Simmons responds.
Vicious Irish whip.
Again, I've been passed some information that Foxy Valentines have opted to choose how to find their number one contender, and apparently this is it, so they will not get a choice on what type of match they defend their title in once a number one contender is found.
So there you have it. That's why True Force are here, folks. This is essentially for the number one contendership for the Women's Tag Team Championships. It is the champion's decision. They have ultimately decided that these are the two best contenders. Oh! No, not to the Outlaws. I find that interesting. Stomp to the arm. I'm sure Lisa Chase and Psycho Sonia will have something to say about that. Regardless, it will be...
Oh, hang on, Romy Buster!
Romy Buster on Simmons, tremendous strength. Picking up the biggest woman on the roster to deliver that pile driver suplex.
Not continuing on with a pin though, hanging Diana Simmons up in the ropes.
Oh. Simmons moved quicker than Romy. Anticipated that veteran-like instinct of Diana Simmons, just keeping her away from Romy's pin, essentially. Back in the corner work there again by Simmons. True Force, arguably one of the best corner working teams in the business today. A review of her own there by Simmons.
Oh, the super kick
from nowhere.
That could be it for Romy, but Green Girl's Dynamite makes the save.
Breaks it up.
Oh, a hard clothesline from behind.
Right to the back of the head.
Oh, look at that ankle lock.
Just for good measure.
Trying to debilitate Green Girl Dynamite.
Suplex. Romy keeping focused. Right to the eye there by Simmons. What a chop by Simmons. That cheap shot was enough to turn the tide back in the...
Looking for a Vagabond. Oh, shot to the gut and a high kick.
Romy keeping her wits about her.
Trying to force Diana Simmons back toward her corner.
Boom. Top rope. Hangman.
Oh. Just stomping across the body of Diana Simmons. Romy, oh. Not managing to overpower her yet.
Sterling in the solar plexus. Oh, leg drop from Simmons. She just shook it off like the beast she is.
What an incredible tag team match we have here.
Leg drop there to Romy. Tag made.
Romy in trouble here. Oh my word, the velocity into that turnbuckle. Oh
my word, hard shots and hard pops. Alex Young getting the better of that confrontation. You do not want to get into a fist fight with the master of the Tennessee chicken wing heroine. It's just folly.
Oh,
Rachel Romy's in trouble.
Rear view.
That's what it's all about.
Showing off.
$1 million ass of Alice Young.
Oh, an arm drag from Romy though. Alice Young perhaps spending a bit too long taunting.
Rachel Romy with a swinging neckbreaker. Still in this thing. Still fighting back. Alice Young, weary, dazed, confused. Romy
what a
shot on Simmons just for good measure. Oh, Romy Buster again. Simmons is not there. Young's legs too close to the ropes. Romy having to drag her away. This could be all.
Looking
Simmons
for the
nowhere to be seen. Will the league be named number one contenders? No. That was close. And that's Whisker away. Drop kick by Young. Still in this thing. Alice Young infuriated by the close two, it seems. Rachel Romy needing to keep a composure, and she does in the corner. Needs to make the tag quickly.
Having a conflab with Green Girl Dynamite.
A conflab is not what they need. A tag is what they need.
Yeah, they're spending a lot of time here.
Tag
Alice
her in
Young,
for God's sake.
with some time to recuperate, sends Green Girl Dynamite
You
off the
cannot waste that
apron.
amount of time in the corner with true force.
Hang on though, dodges the
Oh.
rear view in the corner.
Forearm smash door. German suplex released by Alice Young. My God, what an impact from the released German suplex.
She has been
wait a minute,
incensed.
Tennessee chicken wing. Tennessee
That's
chicken
it,
wing.
that's gotta be it.
That is it, it's over. It is over.
Yeah, that's
Tap
it,
out.
Romy cannot escape. Dynamite unable to get back in time.
Rookie mistake in the corner by the league just cost them this match. Absolute fool error. You do not mess around in the corner with true force. Said it time and time and time again. The league did exactly that, and they suffered the consequences. True Force have been named the women's new number one contenders for the tag team championships.
What an incredible match that was, but indeed an error on the part of the league has just cost them their opportunity at Foxy Valentine's.
Here are your winners, Alice
Perhaps that naivety, perhaps
and Diana Simmons.
that youth in their team. I mean, remember they've had some great victories, but they are still a relatively new team. They went up against one of the most experienced teams tonight, and that experience factor was the X factor. True Force, the new number one contenders for the women's tag team championships. What a match, Erwin.
Absolutely incredible, and well, the match that never got started this week has been reset for next week. Hopefully we will get to see it, because it was set to be an absolute corker. Kobayashi taking on Crazy Hammer.
Well, I mean, this match sells itself, doesn't it, really? Kobayashi, the man from the Rising Sun, of course, goes up against the man who knows that land all too well. And New Japan Hall of Famer Crazy Hammer goes up against the best Japanese import N.E.W. has ever produced, Kobayashi. What a match. This one could be for the ages. One-on-one, Kobayashi versus Crazy Hammer.
Yeah, this one should be absolutely intense, and again, it was meant to happen here tonight, but the actions of Zach Fuller, who disappeared through the crowd, stopped that happening.
Yeah, we still have absolutely no earthly idea why Zach Fuller did that.
Making his way to the ring from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, weighing in at 230 pounds, Bart Brute.
The prize fighter, Bart Brute, former two-time world heavyweight champion.
You've got to
No
wonder.
more the plucky mid-carder with lofty ambitions. This guy is a main eventer now, and he knows it, Erwin.
You've got to wonder if he can follow the success of Troy Webster earlier on tonight in one of the few matches that haven't been interrupted in some way.
Absolutely. I mean, the fury of Adrian Goldman is apparent for all to see, I can tell you. Everyone's got shouted at here tonight.
I can imagine we're going to see a lot of consequences coming to us next week after everything that's been going on here tonight.
And his opponent, first, from Albuquerque, New Mexico, weighing in at 355 pounds, Hannibal Jacobs.
The unorthodox one, Hannibal Jacobs.
Remember, Erwin, all three of these men were involved in that epic main event of Violence is Golden for the World Heavyweight Championship when Darryl Graves shocked the world and was the last man standing.
Yeah, Brute and Jacobs with a very good standing in that match themselves, but unsuccessful there. Of course, Bart Brute, a former world champion of 28 days, a former EFW champion of 56 days, a four-time tag team champion of 261 days. Hannibal Jacobs, a two-time world champion, 115 days in total, which is incredible, and a TV championship run of 39 days on top of that.
So unorthodox but successful Hannibal Jacobs, as crazy as they come, I tell you, but he can get it done. Undoubtedly, Hannibal Jacobs has everything you need to be a prime time player. He's been doing it for years here in N.E.W, and I see no reason where he can't do it for years to come. All three of these men must have an eye on tonight's main event. All three of these men can't help but think, why not me?
Well, again, maybe that is the case of why we are having this match, to find out who will be next in line after tonight.
And from Miami, Florida, weighing in at 220 pounds, Jimmy the Falcon.
Well, another former associate of Magnum Opus, the betrayer, Jimmy Falcon.
Former
Of course.
two-time Intercontinental Champion.
Former two-time IC champ, as you quite rightly say, and he could be considered the underdog in this match. But if anything has been learned as of late, is that sometimes the underdog comes up big. I mean, Daryl Graves has done it. Why not Jimmy Falcon? There are no underdogs anymore here in N.E.W. What a victory this would be for Falcon if he could beat Brute and Hannibal Jacobs. Both of those men, of course, former world champions. No such luck on Jimmy Falcon's CV as of yet. But I know you rate this guy quite highly, Erwin.
Jimmy Falcon has been through a hell of a fight here in N.E.W. and has been climbing that ladder slowly but successfully. Again, now with 2 Intercontinental title runs under his belt.
Very much what could be called the Brute method.
Oh
He
yeah,
did
again,
exactly the same thing.
those tag team championships came easily at the start, but when it was time to go solo, it took a while for him to prove himself.
Proved it
three
could
of
be
these
down and
men.
done. Jimmy Falcon counters to Bart Brute. Falcon, of course, has still got youth on his side.
Outsmarting both Brute and Jacobs there at the beginning. Again, this is a triple threat Extreme Rules match.
The experience factor goes to Brute and Jacobs. I'd say Brute maybe just the pinch. But kick to the stomach there. But speed is absolutely going to be Falcon's main card here tonight. Drop toe hold. Ha! Speed does not beat ring savvy all the time. What a clothesline. Nor does it beat power. What a clothesline what an elbow drop by Jacobs. Club there to Jimmy Falcon.
Not wasting any time here, going after Falcon, who's still groggy after the attack from Bart Brute.
Well, this is wise tactics, in my opinion. Just take out the youngster quickly and then focus on perhaps the main threat in Bart Brute.
What a superplex! Right off the top rope. Hannibal Jacobs going for the pin, but Brute unable to break it there.
Yeah, I mean, Jacobs absorbed the double axe handle to the back, but only got a one for his trouble anyway. Bart Brute now, seeing that initial danger is over, goes to look for a steel chair.
What a spear! Hannibal Jacobs pulling out a favourite.
Hannibal Jacobs going on a one-man wrecking mission. Bart Brute trying to fight back with some stiff forearms.
Another spear! Zero-distance spear by Hannibal Jacobs!
My God, shades of the cowboy there. The former world champion will be proud.
Came flying in, interrupting Hannibal Jacobs' attack on Bart Brute.
What an ungodly spear that was by Hannibal Jacobs.
How either of those two are left standing is beyond me. Bart Brute clearly still feeling it. He gets a backbreaker for his troubles.
Took out Jacobs with the clothesline. Bart Brute rolls out the ring. Clearly suffering the hands of Falcon in that backbreaker. Hard clothesline. Suddenly Falcon going on a flurry. Remember that chair completely legal in this triple threat. What a clothesline there by Hannibal Jacobs. Stomping a hole into the heart of Jimmy Falcon. These two guys counter to counter. Shot to shot. And again, Falcon counters.
And Bart
Brute back in the ring. DDT to Falcon. Sidesteps Jacobs.
Went for a side suplex. Unsuccessful. Suplex from Jacobs. What a flurry from all three of these men here. That's the danger of a triple threat match. Soon as one of your opponents is down, the other one is starting to recover.
Quite literally need eyes in the back of your head. Just as you gain momentum, the other man could be right behind you.
As is the case here. Falcon now back on the attack of Hannibal Jacobs.
Kick to the spine there of Hannibal Jacobs. Jimmy Falcon now looking for something to play with under the ring. We've already got a chair in the ring.
Kendo stick.
Kendo stick.
But
wait a minute,
Bart Brute.
like the prize fighter he is, trying to get the cheap victory there over Hannibal Jacobs. Didn't realise Jimmy Falcon was standing over him with a kendo stick.
Oh!
Which Hannibal Jacobs uses liberally right into the gut of Jimmy Falcon. Kick to the spine to follow suit. Needs to watch Brute. What a dropkick. Did not take Jacobs down, who absorbed the shot again. Right hand right to Brute. Big suplex right on the kendo stick. The spine of Bart Brute must be in tremendous pain. What a neck breaker. The Falcon right on the steel chair.
Incredible
Hannibal
match.
Jacobs has gone insane. 2. No, not enough. That flurry of insanity by the unorthodox one has put
Hang on,
Jacobs
Hannibal DDT.
right on the kendo stick again.
Surprised Brute isn't busted open
Falcon's
on
back up.
impact.
2. Not
but
close enough.
Jacobs picking up a victory here tonight.
Hannibal Jacobs with a quick victory after a violent, volatile, brilliant triple threat between these three men, all still hungry, all still want a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. But tonight, the spoils go to Hannibal Jacobs. What a match, Erwin.
Absolutely incredible, but the end of that match signifies one thing. That we have one match left, and it is for the N.E.W. World Championship.
For the richest prize this business offers.
And we still have no idea whether the champion's going to be fit to compete here after a brutal attack backstage by Razor Parsons.
Tremendous victory for Jacobs, as he will set his sights, I'm sure, to more title opportunities and continue the unorthodox but successful legacy. What a victory.
Huge victory for Hannibal Jacobs here tonight. Well, we have been confirmed again. That match that never got started here tonight will happen next week. Kobayashi and Crazy Hammer. We've already oversold this match that doesn't need selling any more than these two are crazy enough. I'm surprised it's not Extreme Rules, to be perfectly honest. It's probably more at home with them two.
It really doesn't matter. So someone will be going home on a stretcher, I can promise you that much. Kobayashi and Crazy Hammer, two of the craziest bastards I have ever met in my entire life. I love them both. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. I'll tell you what, if that's not the main event next week, and I'm a monkey's uncle, it should be. It's going to be an absolute cracker between Kobayashi and Crazy Hammer.
Again, that match was interrupted by Zach Fuller, and we have no idea why. Hopefully we can get more clues on that as time goes on. And now we'll take a look at how Rick Weaver, with that super kick last week,
A bloodied and battered Rick Weaver.
and he picked up
All
a
on his
victory.
own,
And this is what Razor Parsons denies, that Darryl Graves was able to beat him. And then earlier tonight,
What it all has led to, this assault by Razor Parsons. Look at that powerbomb on the concrete floor. You see the sickening thud, the head of Darryl Graves, the current World Heavyweight Champion, bouncing off that step.
The following champion versus champion contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the World Championship.
well, as if he needed backup after what we've already seen tonight. The entire force of Magnum Opus is out here.
Let me ask you a question, Erwin. Do you have children?
No.
Alright, well, if you have kids, I promise you, you go to their little league games, you go to their school recitals, why wouldn't you be in their corner when your pride and joy wins the World Heavyweight Champion? Snake, so long ago, stepped in that ring, looked at Rick Weaver and proclaimed that man one half of the tag team champions, the future of this business.
magnum opus, one of the most successful units ever in the history of N.E.W, currently stand as the tag team champions with Vega and Rick Weaver. But just imagine, Erwin, what this would do for the stock of magnum opus if Rick Weaver, the man who has been claimed to be a world champion potential for as long as I can remember, for as long as Snake and Rick Weaver have been associated, that is what Snake has been saying. Tonight could be the night that dream, that statement is finally realised. And as the mastermind always said, Erwin, he does not give spoilers, he gives predictions. The monster, the future, the mastermind,
the icon at ringside. This four-man group out here, and no doubt those three, if Daryl Graves can even make it out here, will play a part in this matchup.
There's absolutely no way that Daryl Graves is 100% after that assault by Razor Parsons, who's clearly still sore after his failed cash-in attempt. Let's just remember that Rick Weaver went one-on-one with the champion and he beat him one-on-one. You can talk about magnum opus being in Weaver's corner all you like, but the fact remains he earned this match on his own.
I cannot deny that, but what we are about to witness may very well be a mugging. Daryl Graves, it does appear, has managed to make it.
I never expected anything less from Daryl Graves. Tremendous amount of respect for this guy. Heralded his potential for many years.
Gotta wonder what kind of condition he's in.
I mean, you saw that attack. I mean, you know what a concrete floor does to people better than most. There is absolutely no way on God's green earth that Daryl Graves is 100% for this match. It's just not possible. I mean, Rick Weaver is as deadly as they come. Make no doubt about it, folks. He is a future world champion. It is only a matter of time. The question is his time tonight? Daryl Graves, a spectacular entrance, but he's got to be feeling it after that assault. This could be a short reign for the plucky underdog.
Daryl Graves wanting to prove he is a fighting champion, but probably was not expecting the volatile nature of being world champion. Everyone is out to get you. That's been proven here tonight.
As long as Daryl Graves has breath in his body, he was going to make it for this matchup.
Introducing the challenger from New York, weighing in at 245 pounds, he is one half of the champions, Rick Weaver.
Former two-time tag team champion, former intercontinental champion, first ever world heavyweight championship opportunity.
From Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing in at 206 pounds, he is the world champion, Daryl Graves.
Former intercontinental champion, current world heavyweight champion, the man who shocked the world at Violence is Golden, defiant to the last, and a fighting world champion. No one can deny that.
No one can deny the spirit of Daryl Graves, who's still against all odds has actually managed to make it out here tonight.
That steely look in Rick Weaver's eye. Flint there with that world heavyweight champion, the richest prize in our game today. What everyone should be here for. The bell is rung and here we go. Oh,
Graves slow off the mark already.
Start there by Graves, and Rick Weaver there just cutting him apart there with those swift kicks and shots. European uppercut there by Graves. Kick to the gut there by Weaver again with this ground and pound style we've seen as of late from Rick Weaver. Daryl Graves though fighting back. Hurricane Rana takes down Weaver to the mat. Is this where Graves needs to keep Rick Weaver in this match?
It could very well be.
Fireman carry counter by Weaver.
Graves is fighting an uphill battle here.
Oh my word! Went for the sling blade, got nothing but air. Countered into a bulldog there by Daryl Graves, who looks to be looking for that gut wrench suplex from the floor. Tremendous strength. Converted into a powerbomb. Tremendous technical ability there by the world champion.
Quick flurry, trying to put it away quickly here, going for the pin.
Needs to. One. No, not even a one. Rick Weaver, who's fresh as a daisy, I might add. Fully fit. No attacks at him earlier tonight. Dragging a leg there to Daryl Graves. And he's got three of the deadliest men in N.E.W. in his corner.
Daryl Graves not great at getting that crossbody in the corner.
You see Snake and Vega there cheering on this youngster. The icon GBH stood slightly away from the other two, as is.
Huge suplex off the top rope.
That could be Daryl Graves still only a one, I might add, after that staggering suplex. Oh, what a right hand!
Dodging that forearm of Daryl Graves.
Delivers a vicious one of his own, and Daryl Graves' X factor has always been his speed, as that attack from Razor Parsons just took out his speed factor earlier. I mean, he's been sluggish throughout this entire match so far.
This is not the Daryl Graves we are used to seeing, even against Rick Weaver. Last week he showed a lot more vigour than this. Back clearly trouble for Daryl Graves.
Forearm block, perhaps lackadaisical forearm from Rick Weaver. When Daryl Graves is not afraid to throw some hands. Hurricane Rana, the champion, still in this thing, telling Weaver to just bring it. Magnum Opus suddenly looking worried. Listen to this crowd rooting on Daryl Graves.
And sending Rick Weaver to the outside. Flint beginning the count, and Daryl Graves.
Daryl Graves has got any
following.
It no sense whatsoever.
Following Rick Weaver out there, and Vega quickly coming around the corner.
Yeah, of course, Rick Weaver's tag team partner, one half of the tag team champions, Vega, watching on, concerned as his partner. On the outside, the potential for injury, of course. By Weaver, who came in second but got the better of it.
That could be it.
That could be all right here. We could have a new world champion now. Kick out 2.9. I don't think Weaver can believe it.
Graves, groggy.
There was barely any reaction.
Hang on.
Wait a minute. Best of both worlds. I think Snake just told Weaver to finish him off. That move just could have done it right there. 1, 2, kick out Daryl. No, Rick Weaver. He's done it. He's done it. Rick Weaver's the new world heavyweight champion. Rick Weaver and Magnum Opus control N.E.W. with the richest prize in our game. Checkmate End Times.
And with the talk of teaming up with End Times earlier on, that means as a coalition they have full control over the titles, at least the male titles.
With that deal, with the devil himself, Snake has just secured himself one of the most securest spots on the roster. What will Adrian Goldman think about that? The future has arrived. Rick Weaver is your new World Heavyweight Champion.
Dark times ahead. Will there be a ray of light next week? Hopefully Adrian Goldman will have a response to this. We will find out. Thank you and good night.